You're now listening to Just Sex Talk. Now let's get to talking.
So I want to get to, like, I guess, with couples, like, boundaries conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, like if you're a new couple or even an older couple lifestyle, I mean, so what would be, I guess, when they make these boundaries, they kind of go through of, okay, this is what I'm comfortable with, this is what I'm not comfortable with, and they kind of come up with agreement together, like, okay, let's not do this and that.
Yeah.
So the boundaries pretty important, you would say, or
Very, very important. Well, I mean, they can be core for trust and being able to continue to be in the lifestyle. Because, I mean, I'll get couples in who, like, they were in the middle of a play session and one person pushed a boundary, or they tried to renegotiate a boundary in the moment, and the other person felt like, well, we're in the middle of it, so I'm going to go with it, and then they cross that boundary, and then it feels like a betrayal at that point in time. So, you know, now they're trying to heal the betrayal and rebuild trust. So it's less about what the boundary is and more about respecting the negotiated boundaries. You can always renegotiate boundaries after playtime. There's always another playtime, right? So stick to the boundaries after it's over. Say, hey, you know, I was thinking about, I really wanted to do this thing, but I know we had discussed about it, not doing it. So this is why
she was about to lick my ass and you never do that, and I was like, I really wanted it, but I said no for you.
Yeah.
But I also tell people this. I think it's the beauty of the lifestyle, because you got to have great communication if you're going to exist here.
Mm.
And it's great that you said that, because that's the same line I say all the time. There's always going to be another party. Don't push it. Don't do anything tonight that y'all haven't discussed in advance. Because if you do discuss it, if you go, you know what, I would like to do this, if you'd be okay with it, you know, if it comes up again, and then you agree to it, and then you do it, and in the moment, you look over and you see it happening, and it just gives you that oogie feeling, and you're like, okay, that really hurt me. I didn't like that. But you're not going to have the resentment that you had, because you both talked about it, you both agreed to it, and then you can reconvene and you talk about it again. And you go, okay, I know I told you I was okay with that. I'm not mad at you. I know you did it with my permission.
Me don't like you.
But I didn't like that.
Me
It gave me a oogie feeling, and I don't think I'm cool with that anymore. I've never seen that create a problem in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I asked you if it's okay, and you said yes, and you're like, I was drunk. You know, don't ask me when I'm drunk. You know, you know, it's not fair.
Drunk, horny.
I feel like women are at a disadvantage, though, because, you know, I feel like Dustin and I have had so many conversations about our own, like, boundaries, right? And he talks about this chemical that women have. We're at a disadvantage. We have an acceptance chemical, apparently, that makes us absolutely just say, okay, sure, whatever you want.
I am bad.
I
I am
agree with that.
really bad about it.
I've had to explain to him, like, even in times where I'm like, somebody's just pounding the shit out of me, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck yes, let me. And he's like, I've never heard you act like that before. And it's like, dude, sometimes we just fucking lose ourselves in it. Like, and he was like, I've never experienced that before. And I'm like, sorry. You know, but we have that.
Men don't have that chemical.
Yeah, we
Well,
just.
I mean, if a guy loses herself in it, it could be like,
It was a big self.
well, it could be like, damn, I didn't mean to cross that boundary. I just lost myself in it.
I mean, but I've never heard a man actually tell me that they've lost themselves in it. They've never, like.
Yeah, they
don't have that.
You haven't been with men that have good game.
Apparently not. Maybe you should show me.
You're like, God damn, I lost myself. Shit, I'm still picking myself up.
But, you know, as far as, like, boundaries go, I think the primary thing that Dustin and I have really talked about is don't negotiate in the moment, ever.
Yeah. Well, and we're big on, you know, what's...
Well, the
gonna
girls
good for
don't,
one,
but the
good for
guys
the other.
can, right?
Yeah.
Do what?
The girls shouldn't negotiate in the moment, but the guys can.
No, not even that. Like, I mean, we just don't. Like, I really try not to have too many boundaries on him, because it's just too difficult to try to control somebody in the moment.
Oh,
Like, you can't. Like, full stop. People do shit. They're
Well,
going to push it.
Yeah.
I also think it's
know.
unfair emotionally, because women are more wired to want to be pleasing. And
Facts.
so in the moment, and you put her on the spot and you go, hey, I know we said we're not going to do this, but I really want to do this. And then she's in the moment, she feels that she's on the spotlight. She's going to auto adjust to please. Okay, This is what he wants. This is what he's saying he needs. I need to be okay with that, because I'm supportive. I'm a supportive person. And then after the fact, it weighs heavy on her, and she's mad at herself and mad at you and everything else. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So I love what you said. I say it all the time. There's always another party.
There's always another one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the boundaries can also change too with as you get more and more closer to another couple, another person. Like I guess with my wife, like a first time play is like, hey, these are stick to this, and then as we get to know these people more and more, then I'm more accepting, more trusting, and more allowing to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
think that's
have a
probably
couple
true.
like that.
Yeah.
You know, our good friends, like Dustin knows. Hell, he could send me over there. Like we've never done this, but he could send me over there, and I could have a good time with him. He could have a good time with her, and
There's select people, but I know
yeah,
exactly
there's
who
a
you're
very
talking
select
about.
few. Like
Yeah.
you have to be respecters of the relationship.
Yep.
Yeah, because
And-
there's a lot of good couples in lifestyle. Well, there are a lot of shitty couples in lifestyle.
Whenever
Oh,
we
bro.
started the lifestyle, we thought it was going to be, we don't want to know you. We just want to do it and never talk to you again, never see you again. Like, because we thought that's how you keep it, where you're not putting your relationship, too close to
Our
somebody
first
else.
time with you, you're
Yeah.
like, we don't do repeats. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
And then they've become somebody extremely special to us. And I learned, for me to be comfortable with playing somebody, I have to have a connection with them.
Oh yeah.
The only bad time I've ever had is when I did not connect with somebody, and that was when I felt, I'm like,
Is that when you took one for the team?
yes.
I can understand that.
No, it's not. I didn't take one for the team. I wanted that. I wanted the scenario. I wanted him to be happy, and I wanted that for him. But I didn't know how to feel. I'm like, man, I've never seen you act like this. And the woman didn't even really talk to me.
I'm gonna do
So
one.
Oh, that's
I
a
was
little
like, it made me feel, insecure.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
But I didn't
You want
want to
some?
be crazy and be like, hey,
One
you're
more?
not going to do this.
One more.
So
We
I
got
let it
about 20 more
happen.
minutes.
But I
Yeah.
should have said something. But I didn't. But
not dragging.
that's how I knew that I have to have a connection with somebody. Like,
How did y'all do it, talking about it after the fact?
I didn't. I feel like just your feelings are valid, but it doesn't mean that they're right. So for me, if I get upset about something, I don't like to talk about it in that moment, because I need to think about if that is a real feeling, or am I just being insecure and jealous?
Be
I
a
like to
cut.
dissect it in my brain before, before I like to dissect it in my brain before I bring it to an attention. And then I'll go, hey, I know this is not real. I mean, it's real because it's how I feel, but I know it's not like a valid feeling.
Chrissy
mean
hates it when I
true.
say
Yeah.
it. It's like,
Yeah.
there's a real feelings, and you're really feeling it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it rational.
Yeah.
She hates that.
All right, let's do a shot. Then I want to change topics to something.
While they're doing a shot, I personally, my feeling on most boundaries as rules, since we're wrapping up talking about, is most of your boundaries are based on your personal insecurities. Like,
Yes.
what is the limit you think you would be okay with without feeling threatened? Right.
Yeah, not feeling jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we had a lot more rules when we first started. Our rules now are, we're okay with it unless we're not.
Yeah.
We're going to use our
Don't
big,
make it
big boy
weird.
and big girl words. If it's going wrong, we're going to say something. We're not.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell people all the time, if you're playing with somebody and something doesn't feel right, look, they're great people and they're probably your friends, but they're not as important as your relationship. Get up in the middle of it, walk out, whatever. You can tell them sorry later.
Absolutely.
Take care of your
Oh,
person
I
first.
guess
you
when
know?
we first started, and probably new couples should do now that my wife and I are way into it, both of us are very blunt to the point. But maybe you should have some kind of word or some kind of something
Safe
gesture that says, "Hey, I'm in an uncomfortable moment. Please get me out of this moment."
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, I definitely recommend that to couples. Having something. I've heard couples say things like, "Do you want a Coke or a Pepsi?"
Yeah.
And which one they say is which one whether or not they're comfortable.
Right.
Or they might take a time out and go to the bathroom together and have a little conversation, check in.
And then,
Yeah.
and then sometimes when you're with a couple, you can kind of notice that it looks like they're doing a little whisper. I mean, so you need to let them have their
Let 'em
second.
have their moment.
Let them figure it out.
I know a couple one time they'd both keep hair scrunchie on the wrist,
Oh, I love
and if
that.
it's on the right wrist, it was all right. If it's on the left wrist, something's going left. Let's get out of here.
I'd be like, why y'all
I
both?
mean,
That's a
my
good idea.
backwards ass, I would have figured out which one.
My left or
wrist
your
is
left?
that?
Yeah, I'm like, why y'all both wearing
Right's all right.
scrunchies?
But you got no right and left.
Right.
I'd be like this.
And then we're
I-
upside down. We're like,
we've tried all that stuff. It doesn't really work for us. For us,
We just have to be like, hey,
we
stop.
just use our words.
Yeah, we just use our words.
But I get it. Some people don't have that boldness to be
Well,
able to
at first,
confidence
anyway.
to say
At
something.
first, at first. There's There's also like head scratching and whatever.
If we do any signaling now it's more of a
Like
like
basil?
encouragement. Go for it. You know, we were at Hito, and we told each other, hey, if there's something going on there that we think, hey, like, you got some potential there, like get all the room keys or wristbands. So I was like, hey, if you see something happening and you think there's potential, just make eye contact with me and put your wristband on the other wrist. Just let me see you do that, and I'll let you see you do that. And then we know, it's go. Let's see what happens with this. And if we don't agree, then we can talk about it then. But at least that's our quiet signal to go. Let's push on this and see what happens.
But some couples do, and I do it now just because it's funny. Is that because if I need to be blunt to the point, I will. But now it's just funny. So someone will be like, "Hey, I really want to get with your wife." I'm like, "Man, you just need to ask her, see what she says." And I already know the fucking answer is no. But I'm like, "Go ask her." And then my wife was like, "Why'd you tell him to come talk to me?" I was like, "I don't know. I just wanted to watch it."
That's so bad.
I'm so damn shy. Don't come talk to me, bro. Like, just let me go talk to him.
And then my wife was spinning back on me. I don't know. Ask him. And then they come back to me. I'm like, "Nah, I don't think it's the right
thing.
thing."
Ask him. The answer's no.
Yeah, exactly.
Full stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had this one incident one time, and I feel bad about it in retrospect, but there's this new single girl that came to the club, and for whatever reason, she just latched onto me, and I'd never been with an Asian chick. It was always kind of bucket list thing, right? And so she was...
30 minutes later, you want more pussy?
I literally know.
We love you a long time.
Long time.
See how you're funny when you don't try. That was good. But Christy made a comment to me, and she goes, "I don't think she's that cute." And she wasn't like gorgeous, but she wasn't ugly. She was an average looking person. Yeah, she was in great shape. Her body physically was great. Was over there. And but anyway, Christy just made that comment, and I should have picked up on it more. It was Christy's way of saying I'm not feeling it. Whatever. Well, Christy had gone over to the bar and was talking with his wife, doing their thing because back then they were little besties, and this girl's going, and she's just all over me. She's like, "I really want to play. I want to play with both of y'all." I'm like, "Cool." She goes, "I'm brand new. How's this work?" I'm like, "Well, I'm down, but you're going to have to work it out with my wife." I was like, "So if you want to do this, you're going to have to woman up and go talk to her and tell her." And she goes, "What do I say?" I said, "Well, you just say, I like your husband and I'd like to play with y'all. Would that be okay?" And she goes, "That's it? That's all I say?" I'm like, "Yeah." So finally, the girl got the nerve up to do it, and she marched her ass over there.
And then she said,
I'm watching it from across the room.
I hate it here.
And she's talking to Christy, and she's like, da, 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 and Christy looks over at me, and she's like, and then all of a sudden I see Christy's like, "Okay."
Are you talking about the shrimp?
No. And then the Asian girl looks over at me, gives me the thumbs up, and so they start walking from the bar to the play area, and I'm kind of meeting them in the middle. And as I meet them in the middle, my wife looks at me with this look, and I'm like, "Well, she said okay, it must be okay." And back then, it was very rare, because we were still kind of new too, it was very rare that Christy had orgasms in the lifestyle.
Oh, really?
Well, so we all start playing. This girl is going down on Christy. Christy starts coming like I've never seen her coming in the lifestyle, while I'm steadily pounding away from this girl from behind. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm golden now. Christy just had an awesome experience. We all, I got bucket list. The Asian chick had a great time. Christy had a great orgasm. We walk out of there, and that's when the first words are spoke.
I faked it.
No, she looks at me and she's like, "Don't you ever do that to me again." I'm like,
"Oh,
shit." I thought you just had a great. She goes, "I did, but that doesn't matter." She's like, "I told you." I was like, "Hold on, you told me you didn't think she was that cute. I told her it wasn't happening unless you said it was okay. She went and talked to you. You said it was okay. If it wasn't okay with you, you should have said that."
Cream of some young guy, not two female food.
At the same time, it was not fair, because I know my wife's personality is not one that wants to be controversial and hurt people's feelings.
Yeah.
And so I probably subconsciously knew if she asked her, she was going to say yes, whether or not she wanted to or not. So in retrospect, it wasn't fair to me. But now it's a kind of chuckly story we tell, but even when we tell the chuckly story, Christy chuckles and then still looks at me.
She looks at you sideways like
no.
Well, how do you deal with people in the moment? Like, I'm sure being a therapist, there's probably people always gravitating towards you with their issues. And how do you I don't want that. Like, I feel like my husband's always dealing with issues, and I'm like, can I have my husband back?
Everybody wants to talk as soon as
Yeah.
they find out you're a therapist. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, half the time I listen.
He doesn't. He doesn't really say anything.
So with him, he can be like, okay, I can give you advice, but we can never play if I started giving you advice. They're like, okay, well, never mind.
Well,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
She said,
as
well.
far as that go, I'll try to change the subject because, I mean, as you just said, like as soon as they find out he's a therapist, they're like, oh shit, I got to talk about all my motherfucking problems and let me run down the list of my childhood trauma and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So about that one time, like trying to steer the conversation away because it's like, I think in some ways it kind of gets difficult for him to, kind of tell him I'm not really here in a professional capacity. I just want to
Not
have a
working.
good time.
Yeah.
My
dick ain't gonna
and
suck
so
itself.
like, I kind of try to steer the conversation away, or we just won't flat out talk about it. Most people think he's a construction worker.
Well, see, you know
I
what's
love
funny? You said
that.
because
I was gonna
good.
ask if you guys
Yeah.
did that. If you were just like, you
I-
could definitely construction worker.
I don't
could
think
see
that's.
it.
I don't think that is.
That
you
makes
know,
him
You
successful.
look like you drive a forklift.
It makes him successful with a lot of
Amazon.
blue collar men, like
Amazon forklift driver.
because most men don't want to. Like most men who are therapists are either really effeminate or gay or whatever. Like you don't really see a man's man as a therapist, right? So it has helped make things a little bit better because they look at him and they're like, "Oh, you work with tools, you know."
Oh god.
Late.
You're doing car audio, you know what I'm talking
I'd be
about.
like, let me see them hands.
But I don't
Yeah.
think that scenario is limited to only people that are in your profession or a doc. If you're talking to a doctor, oh yeah, well, it hurts when I do this.
I
Or
love doing
if you're
that.
talking to a
True.
therapist, well, sometimes I feel this way. I do construction. As soon as someone finds out I build stuff, everything that's going wrong with their house, I hear about it right then.
Oh, full stop, yeah.
It's just whatever it is you're into. It doesn't bother me because I kind of love my work. I love it, and it makes me feel good to like help people or whatever. It drives Christy crazy because she's like, you're talking shop the whole time.
Oh,
I don't care about that.
I love it. I
It's-
love how
it's-
smart he is.
Opposite for me. I'm like, yeah, I do comedy, and as soon as I start making fun of them,
Then their feelings get hurt.
yeah, then their feelings get hurt. I told you I did comedy.
No, I love listening to Dustin.
Just Sex Talk is fueled by the haters and recorded live at the Lifestyle Nation studio in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. We hope you enjoyed the show. If not, then this show just isn't for you, and no hard feelings. To experience more shows, go to JustSexTalk.com. And to contact the show, send an email to JustSexTalkPodcast@gmail.com.